What if I told you that a group of young adults from a quiet, upscale neighborhood in Los Angeles pulled off a series of high-profile celebrity heists? From Paris Hilton to Lindsay Lohan, they stole millions in luxury items and jewelry, walking away without a trace, at least for a while. Fueled by greed and adrenaline, their crimes became infamous, earning them the nickname the Bling Ring. But how did they do it? And how did they finally get caught? Stick around, because this jaw-dropping true story will leave you questioning just how far some people will go for a taste of fame and fortune. Rachel had always lived a life of comfort. Growing up in an upper-middle-class neighborhood in Calabasas, Los Angeles, she never had to worry about the basic needs that plagued so many others. Her family was financially secure, her friends were loyal, and she had every opportunity within her grasp. But for reasons she couldn't explain, that life wasn't enough. Rachel felt a restlessness inside her, a gnawing desire for something more excitement, more thrill, more meaning. And when she was 19, she thought she found a way to get it. Her best friend Nick was the same age, 18 going on 19, and shared her appetite for something different, something beyond the ordinary. They had been close for years, always seeking out fun in different places, beach days, late-night parties, and cruising around Los Angeles in Nick's beat-up car. But it was never enough. And one night, as they were talking about how mundane life felt, an idea struck. "Hey," Nick had said, "you ever wonder what it's like to have what those rich people have? I mean, we live near some of the biggest celebrities in the world." Rachel's eyes lit up. What if we, I don't know, took a little of what they have? They probably wouldn't even notice. At first, it was just a reckless thought, a wild what if. But soon it became something they couldn't shake. Breaking into cars, cruising through wealthy neighborhoods. It started as a game, a way to feel powerful in a world where they felt small. The first time they did it, adrenaline pumped through their veins as they grabbed whatever they could find. Some cash, a few gadgets, nothing too special. But for Rachel, it wasn't enough. She still wanted more. Calabasas wasn't just any place. It was home to some of the richest and most famous people in the world, including Paris Hilton. One night, as they sat in Nick's car, Rachel and Nick had another wild idea. Why just stick to cars? These celebrities, they have it all. We could just look up where they live and… Rachel trailed off, but Nick knew exactly what she was getting at. "Let's do it," he said. That night, they set their sights on Paris Hilton's mansion. Using the internet, they easily found her address. The thought of robbing a celebrity felt like something out of a movie, thrilling yet surreal. They couldn't believe they were actually going to do it. As they approached the massive estate, Rachel's heart pounded. They didn't really know what they were doing, but the rush of adrenaline was intoxicating. To their surprise, when they reached Paris's front door, they found a key hidden under the doormat. It was as if the universe itself was daring them to proceed. And to top it all off, the door wasn't even locked. "Can you believe this?" Nick whispered, his voice shaking with a mix of excitement and nerves. They tiptoed through the mansion, marveling at the luxurious rooms and designer clothes. Rachel wandered into the bedroom and found a stash of Grey Goose vodka, some designer lingerie, and a small amount of cash. It felt so easy, almost too easy, and when they left, they couldn't believe they'd actually gotten away with it. No alarms, no police, nothing. They didn't stop there. Rachel, emboldened by their success, even took Paris's spare key and added it to her keyring, like a twisted trophy. Over the next few months, they returned to Paris Hilton's house 4 more times, each time walking away with more luxury items, jewelry, clothes, cash. They felt invincible. Word began to spread among their friends. Rachel and Nick couldn't resist bragging about their exploits at parties and gatherings. They felt untouchable, like modern-day Robin Hoods, except they weren't giving to the poor. Instead, they wore their stolen designer clothes out to clubs and parties, flaunting their newfound wealth. And their friends wanted in. Soon, more people joined them on their late-night escapades as the group expanded. With the bigger crew came bigger heists. They targeted Audrina Patridge, the reality TV star, stealing $43,000 worth of belongings, including a laptop and jewelry. But this time, they made a critical mistake. Adrena's security camera caught them in the act. The footage was blurry, but clear enough for her to post it on her website, hoping someone might recognize them. The media picked up the story and TMZ ran the footage, showing the world the burglars who had hit the home of a Hollywood star. Rachel wasn't worried. They'd been lucky so far and no one had come forward to identify them. The thrill was still there and the crew pressed on. They hit Rachel Bilson's house repeatedly, taking over $130,000 in luxury items. Each time they got bolder, sloppier, and more reckless. Eventually, they struck Orlando Bloom's home, walking away with $500,000 worth of art and Rolex watches. To Rachel, it felt like there was no end in sight. The money, the fame, the excitement. It was everything she had been craving. But things began to unravel after they targeted Lindsay Lohan. As they rifled through her belongings, security cameras once again caught them in the act. This time, the footage was crystal clear. Lindsay handed the video to the police and soon it was all over the news. The group had become infamous, dubbed the Bling Ring by the media. Strangely, the public seemed to cheer them on. Celebrity culture was at an all-time low and people relished the idea of rich, spoiled stars getting a taste of their own medicine. But fame comes with a price, and Rachel and Nick's luck finally ran out. The second video made its rounds, and people began recognizing them. The police were flooded with tips. Even worse, Rachel and Nick had bragged so much that it wasn't hard for investigators to connect the dots. One by one, the members of the Bling Ring were arrested. Nick, facing mounting pressure, cracked and turned on his friends, confessing to everything. Rachel was devastated. In court, the charges were laid out. Multiple counts of burglary, conspiracy, and theft. The thrill she had once chased had turned into a nightmare. Rachel was sentenced to 4 years in prison. Nick received 2 years, and their friends were given various sentences ranging from probation to jail time. As Rachel sat in her prison cell, the reality of what she had done finally hit her. She had been chasing an empty thrill, risking her freedom and integrity for things that, in the end, didn't matter. Rachel's story is a cautionary tale of the dangers of seeking fulfillment in material possessions and reckless behavior. She had everything she needed, but a deeper void drove her to make choices that not only hurt others, but ultimately destroyed her own life. In the pursuit of more, Rachel lost everything. The lesson here is simple. Happiness and contentment cannot be found in things, no matter how glamorous they appear. True satisfaction comes from within, from relationships, meaningful work, and living with integrity. The fleeting thrill of material gain is never worth the lasting consequences. Now it's your turn. Have you ever witnessed or heard of something similar to what the Bling Ring did? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your stories and opinions in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.